Hello, lore nerds. I'm finally back after a couple weeks break due to holidays and birthday and a minor mouth injury. Um, Happy to make another video for you guys. So today we're continuing with lore of creatures in the Forgotten Realms by covering dragons because, well, it is Dungeons and Dragons. This video will be about dragons in general, their mythology, lore, general facts, etc. However, if this does do well and people seem interested, I will do videos on each kind of dragon specifically, or at least, some of them. So part 1, dragon types. To start off with, I'll go over various kinds of dragons. There are multiple categories, most famously metallic and chromatic, but in reality, there are 5 categories of true dragons: metallic, chromatic, planar, gem, and lung dragons. Metallic dragons are inherently good, named after the metallic coloring of their scales. They are generally good, altruistic, and noble creatures. The most commonly known types are gold, silver, bronze, copper, and brass. However, there are more types. These are mercury, iron, steel, and platinum dragons. Chromatic dragons are inherently evil, named after their solid, non-reflective colored scales. They are often evil, greedy, and malicious. Commonly known varieties include black, blue, green, red, and white dragons. There are also brown, purple, gray, yellow, and pink dragons, however. Now, planar dragons are draconic species native to other planes. As a whole, they are not inherently good or evil, it's more dependent on the specific plane they come from. Unlike other true dragons, planar dragons actually don't have natural spellcasting abilities. Now, bear with, as there are a lot of different planar dragons, just as there are a lot of different planes. Shadow dragons and blight dragons derive from the Shadowfell. Fairy dragons, mirage dragons, and rich dragons come from the Feywild. Astral dragons, co-dragons, ectoplasmic dragons, and pack dragons come from the astral plane. Ethereal dragons come from the ethereal plane. Battle dragons, radiant dragons, adamantine dragons, Elysian dragons, arboreal dragons, beast dragons, and oceanus dragons are from the various upper planes. Howling dragons, hellfire worms, Styx dragons, pyroclastic dragons, rust dragons, Tartarian dragons, gloom dragons, troll dragons, and death mouse dragons are from the various lower planes, and a special form of white dragon known as the frost-forged worm can be found in the abyss. Chaos dragons live in Limbo, axial dragons live in Mechanus, and finally, concordant dragons live in the Outlands. Gem dragons are named after their crystalline scales and are more neutral aligned, often being aloof and solitary. They are usually found in the inner planes. The various types are amethyst, emerald, sapphire, topaz, crystal, obsidian, and beldural dragons. Interestingly, many gem dragons seem to possess psionic powers. Lung dragons, or oriental dragons, are a variety of dragons from Karatur, a place in the Forgotten Realms inspired by Asia, and I am deeply sorry if I mispronounce any of these names. The various types are Yu Lung, Xiang Lung, Li Lung, Lu Wang, Pan Lung, Xin Lung, Tian Lung, and Tun Mi Lung. Lung dragons, unlike other true dragons, do not possess breath weapons. Instead, they have various magical abilities, commonly things such as reading minds, turning invisible, and polymorphing. Also, like planar dragons, they have a wide range of alignments. Now, I must acknowledge the various miscellaneous dragons not attributed to any of those 5 categories. Again, buckle in for a long list. These miscellaneous dragons are the air dragons, brain stealer dragons, cobra dragons, deep dragons, Dizalmus, fang dragons, forest dragons, mist dragons, moon dragons, prismatic dragons, radiant dragons, ratelier dragons, song dragons, sun dragons, and viships. So those are true dragons. The defining characteristic of true dragons is that as they age, they get more powerful and intelligent. They don't decline in old age like others, and they continuously grow in power and size. Then there are the lesser dragons, those who are related to true dragons but don't really share that feature. These are dragon turtles, dragon owls, drakes, hellfire worms, landworms, pseudodragons, sea worms, skelemagtrians, sunworms, and wyverns. They're all close to dragons but missing key features. And then, do not worry, this is the last bit of this section. There are various related creatures, things somewhat related to dragons but cannot really fit neatly into various categories. These are Abishai, Dracomira, Dracohydra, Dracosphinx, Mantidrake, and the various undead dragons, such as Dracolich, Draconic Shards, Ghost Dragons, Skeletal Dragons, Vampiric Dragons, and Zombie Dragons. So there we go. Those are all of the different types of dragons and dragon like things. Part 2, the Ecology and Biology. So now that we know all the various kinds of dragons, or at least their names, now how does a dragon work? First, we kind of have to accept that dragons are magical creatures. They don't really abide by the natural laws of biology most of the time. Um, Despite appearing reptilian, what with their scales and reptilian eggs, they are often noted to be more feline in regards to posture and movement. They are also warm-blooded, similar to mammals and birds, with eyes similar to cats, although a bit more complex. Dragons are omnivorous, able to eat almost everything, and I do mean almost anything, as their inherent elemental magic allows them to break down and digest normally inedible things. As a general whole, however, dragons prefer to eat meat. Most dragons consume about half their body weight in meat each day, most of which is transformed into elemental energy and stored for later. In terms of reproduction, they do not lay many eggs, usually between 1 and 10. Evil dragons are often known to abandon their clutches, while other dragons often did raise their hatchlings. Most dragons left their families once they reached young adulthood, and due to their ability to shapeshift, dragons could breed with almost any creature, creating half dragons. Dragons have excellent senses. They have superb depth perception, peripheral vision, and can see twice as well as a human in daylight. They also have powerful dark vision, even being able to see without a source of light, although that would be without any color. They also have great smell, using both their nose and forked tongues. Their hearing was on par with humans, although they could also filter out what noises they heard. Their sense of taste was also refined, although they do not like sweet tastes and don't like to explain why. Of all senses, only its sense of touch decreased with age due to growing thicker and thicker scales. Dragons can live in virtually any environment, anywhere in the mortal realm, from frozen wasteland to scorching deserts, jungles to mountains, and even bustling cities. There's going to be a type of dragon that excels in that environment. And with planar dragons, you can even find dragons in other realms. Part 3, Abilities. Now, as true dragons get older, they become stronger both physically and magically. Their breath weapons became more powerful, and they often gained more magic, which was often more powerful than a mortal wizard's. They also often radiated a mystical fear aura, and metallic dragons seem to have the ability to just transform into humanoids. Part 4, Society. Now, everyone knows about dragon hoards. They are infamous for hoarding treasure. All dragons are naturally territorial and enjoy hoarding. They collect gold, gems, magic items, art, basically anything of value, and it does vary a little from dragon to dragon. No one knows for sure why they do this, although theories range from some kind of inherent greed to attracting a mate, helping eggs hatch, or even buying a better spot in dragon heaven. Then there's the matter of dragon religion. Most dragons are not as pious as mortals, as you don't really need to be when you're among the strongest creatures on the planet. But there are a few dragon gods. Most famous is Tiamat, the chromatic dragon queen, and Bahamut, the metallic dragon king. Then there's Sardior, the god of gem dragons. There are also a handful of other dragon gods: Astilabor, Garrix, Halal, Lindus, Null, Tamara, Task, and Sorquan. There's also Asgrath, or Io, who is the enigmatic dragon overgod. Part 5, Other Stuff. Now, I won't really be going over dragon history. If you want to know about that or some of the dragon gods, I have made various videos on parts of Gone Round history, which includes in bits basically the whole history of dragons. Please go watch my other videos. Ooh, you want to watch my other content? Ooh. I think that suffices as a solid overview of dragons in general. Like I said earlier, if people want me to, I can start a series exploring each specific type of dragon. I would definitely like to do that, so it is up to you guys. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you next time.